I need you to know that for men, right, it doesn't make you gay if your woman is actually milking you or actually putting their finger. You can be the queen in streets, prim and proper, all covered up. Everyone who sees you, they see that innocent looking girl. But only your man knows the she-devil that you are behind the closed doors. To some people, their armpits, their pit is an erogenous zone. Now, if you cannot use your tongue directly on his perineum, you do not trust your man to be neat enough. Because some of you is like you guys are dating dirty men or you guys are married to dirty husbands. I don't understand. No stupid man would have all of these experiences with you and still go out and cheat. What man? Because that's an no-show treatment you're giving to your husband. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juicy content. Today, everything you need to know about milking a guy's prostate for starters. It's not called milking because semen looks like milk. When it comes to butt play for guys, it's normal to be a little intimidated. Now, here is everything that you need to know about milking a guy's prostate, which is assessed through his bum to give him a next level orgasm. Are you ready? Number one, the prostate is highly sensitive. You need to know that. The prostate, which is located inside a man's rectum, has tons of nerve endings. There are small sensory nerves, the parasympathetic nerves that comes into play with erection. You have the sympathetic nerve that comes into play with ejaculation, which makes it incredibly sensitive and responsive to gentle touch in the best way possible. Number two, although it's rare, some men can orgasm through prostate play alone. Now, this tends to be a learned technique because what's more common is to combine prostate play with oral or manual sex for more intense orgasm for guys. Number three, it's probably a good idea for your guy to go into the bathroom and try to, empty his bowels before diving into prostate play. So if your partner has a regular bowel schedule and is eating a lot of fiber, they would likely be ready for a prostate massage without much pre-planning. Since the prostate is located close to the opening of the rectum, this area is, usually void of any stool, especially if someone is pretty regular. However, for an extra peace of mind, I suggest having your partner hop into the shower and insert a well-lubed finger or toy into himself. If it comes out clean, then you're good to go. Otherwise, have him try to go to the bathroom, or perhaps you rain check on that prostate massage for another day. He's got to be clean because you don't want your hand or your finger soiled with anyone's poop. Ew. Number four, you need to cut your nails, ladies. You're not going to use Cardi B's kind of nails or Nicki Minaj's kind of nails to poke into someone's rectum, especially if you're trying to be very adventurous and brave enough to put your finger in there to get to his prostate. Cut that nail because you don't want to hurt him or you don't want to hurt his prostate as well. Think about how nasty it would be when dudes don't do this for you and they try to get into your coochie with rough nails. And nails carry germs, especially the long ones, if you don't wash it. And when you're doing that, please, before you even do that, try to wash your hands. Try to wash your fingers, your hands. And if you're not brave enough to use your finger, please wear a glove that is compatible with his body so that you can feel protected and he's also protected. Now, number five, you're going to need to use plenty of lube. Unlike the coochie, the rectum doesn't self-lubricate. So you will need lots of lube if you want to enter that territory. So I recommend water-based lubricants since you can use it with toys and it doesn't stain fabrics. But of course, many people prefer silicone lube, which of course I would want you to note that it's not compatible with silicone toys as it tends to last longer and stay wetter than water-based lube. All right. Number 6, I guess. You will know that you've hit the prostate when you feel a walnut. You would want to put your finger in such a way that it feels as if you're trying to touch their belly button with your fingers fully extended. Now try to touch for the prostate using your finger pad. It should feel like a walnut, and your partner should feel increased sensitivity in the joystick when you touch it. Number 7, there are 2 lobes to keep in mind when giving a prostate massage. The prostate has a left lobe and a right lobe, hence the analogy, walnut. It's best to start working the left lobe from the left to right, okay? Deep to superficial. And then do the same for the right lobe. You could repeat this as your partner wishes, but make sure that you're not going for hours or really jamming your fingers up there, as it will obviously cause him pain. That's his inner body, and the inner part of the body is pretty much sensitive, okay? Because it's like maybe raw skin, so to put it in there. Number 8, you also need to realize that regardless of the fact that the prostate is like his P spot, just like the woman's G spot, it might take few minutes. Just like how you can't be expected to orgasm after 30 seconds of oral. Guys can't be expected to just magically orgasm after 30 seconds of prostate play. Everybody is different. And while some might say that within seconds of starting a prostate massage, they will orgasm, I need you to know that it usually takes a few minutes before anything starts feeling good. So you need to be patient, and you need to communicate with your partner throughout to make sure that they like it, of course, especially if it's their first time experiencing that. Number 9, don't stress it if it doesn't seem like anything is happening on the first try. If you and your partner are comfortable with trying it again, then go ahead and try again. Of course, there is for sure a steep learning curve to prostate massage. So don't stress yourself if it's not the magic ejaculation button that you thought it will be in 3 or less seconds. Since the sphincter is naturally very tight, it makes sense that someone might take a few tries, to fully relax and get comfortable with the idea before it becomes pleasurable, especially if it's the first time for the guy. Number 10, this move is called prostate milking. But it's not because semen looks like milk. It's more related to the movement. Just like how milking a cow requires manual manipulation of the cow's, member or the cow's breast. So you're using your hand, or more specifically, your finger, to stimulate a man's prostate. Also, I need you to go home with this fact that what you're actually milking from the prostate is called the prostatic juices. Semen is just a fraction of the ejaculate, while the prostatic juices make up the majority. Okay? So, yeah, that's it. And you can actually milk him if your man is and how do I put this? I need you to know that for men, right, it doesn't make you gay if your woman is actually milking you or actually putting their finger into your rectum. For one, I believe that God is a sexual being. That is what I want to believe, because tell me who creates a human body in such a way that there are buried erogenous zones in a person's body. Take, for instance, like I usually would say, a woman's body contains several erogenous zones. In a coochie alone, it has the A spot, it has the G spot. There are other claims that there is the U spot, and there's so many sensitive. In fact, the sum total of a human body is filled with erogenous spots. If you want to actually take advantage of a human body sexually, when I mean take advantage, I mean like you want to actually activate the sensory nerves of the human body in such a way that it leads to a climatic experience, you can. Do you know how I view the body? I view the body as a gold mine. Like God created this body as a gold mine, where you have to be really careful, because every spot that you touch can explode, can be an erogenous zone that explodes, catapults your partner to the next level of bliss. So you have to take your time to excavate, to check for spots that are very sensitive. If he can bury some of the sensitive spots in a woman's body, like the G spot, the A spot, those are the ones that I'm sure of. All right. The A spot is the anterior fornix, and it's found between the cervix and the bladder, and it's deep within. It's further deeper than the G spot. The G spot is just 3 inches or 2 inches, depending on a woman, from the outer part of the juicy part. So he buried those things. He buried those things. To some people, their armpits, their pits is an erogenous zone. As silly as it is, some people's erogenous zones are their ear. Crazy spot. And to be honest with you, right, I feel like every man deserves his body to be stimulated. I believe that every man and woman needs to fully understand their body and experience bliss from every corner of their bodies. So it doesn't make you gay when a woman touches you in that way. It will not make your husband gay when you stimulate his prostate. At the end of the day, you're even keeping check of his prostate, because if his prostate is inflamed or something goes wrong with his prostate, you will be able to check it, and you'll be able to figure it out. Just as, when a man, touches your twin tower every now and then, he will be able to notice what's wrong, if there is a lump, if there is an unusual feel to your twin towers. That's the same thing. So anyways, it doesn't make him gay, or it will not make him gay if you stimulate his prostate. And now, if you don't really like the idea of putting your finger into his rectum, what you just need to do is, you see that space between his balls and his rectum, the opening of his rectum, the space in between, that's where you can find the prostate. That space is called the perineum. There, what you just need to do is, you can use your pad, make sure it's lubricated. You use the pad of your finger and just stimulate it while you're stroking his joystick. Or if you're still freaky and adventurous, all you just need to do is use your tongue between the space between his balls and his rectum, just that space, and just stimulate it while you are stroking his joystick. Do you get what I mean? It will give him mad sensation. He will go crazy. He will go bonkers. Honestly, he will go bonkers. Trust me. If you think I'm lying, try it. That's if your man is in touch with his adventurous side. That's the word. Now, another way for you to milk him is to have him on all fours. Have him on all fours in the bed. And then you go behind and, stroke his joystick on all fours. Or you have his, well, the funny thing about this, you have his backside in view. You have his backside in view. I mean, like, what's the big deal? You guys, you literally have seen your nakedness, so that's not a big deal. So what you just do is, just like they milk the cow, you milk his joystick from behind, while you're also playing with the perineum. Yeah. Now, if you cannot use your tongue directly on his perineum, you do not trust your man to be neat enough, because some of you is like, you guys are dating dirty men, or you guys are married to dirty husbands. I don't understand. So if your husband cannot clean himself very well, and you're not so sure, and you still want to give him an experience of a lifetime, use the oral dam. And I would also encourage you to also, even if your husband is clean, still use the oral dam, because the truth is that you cannot always be perfectly clean. All right. You cannot always be, especially when it comes to that area. You know, sometimes when you fart, poop will come out. Some of you don't know, when you fart like that, and those of you who fart loudly, you're pushing out particles of your poop. So, I'm just letting you know. So even if your husband is clean, but he farts, just know that he's pushing poop out of his, particles of his poop out of his rectum. So all you just need to do is use oral dam. Oral dams are like 4 squared latex that you can just put. It's just like a flat latex that you put on either the juicy part, or if you want to rim your man, or if you want, oh my God, this content is for just freaks, like freaky women, freaky couples. If you want to rim your man, then you can place it around his opening and rim him with that. That you can be safe. Do you get? You don't need to be so freaky that you now do something that will be detrimental to your health. I do not support that. So, in fact, I would advise you guys to even get it, whether you're married or not. Get a dental dam. It is good. It's for protection, you know. And that's it. So you milk him while you give him that, you press against his perineum, or you use your tongue against his perineum. Trust me, that man will go mad. Like, he will be spilling. You will see him milk it. Then another way for you to milk your guy. When I say guy, I'm not saying boyfriend, because all of these things that I'm talking about is not a boyfriend benefit. It is not a what? Boyfriend benefit. There are some benefits that you give to boyfriends. There are some benefits that you give to husband. Are you hearing me? Don't go and be giving benefits to a man that is not married to, that has not claimed you. Do you understand? Even if he has claimed you, as in like he has engaged you, there are still some benefits that you do not give to him until he has taken you to his family. You have taken him to your family. He's done traditional rites. He has married you court-wise and wedding. There are some benefits you don't give a man. If not, you will just be the cow that he's milking and just tying you down with a ring, an engagement ring. Mbano, do not do that. So benefits that you give the husband is all this one that I'm doing, the prostate. That's the one that you're giving your husband. Do you get? And don't tell me, whatever both of you decide to do in your bedroom, like you've consented that you want to do in your bedroom, as long as it's not you bringing a third party in between you and him, it is within the confines of your marriage. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's within the confines of your marriage. However you want to please yourself, go on and please yourself. So, because I'm hearing people saying, oh, it's not good to use sex toys in your home and blah, 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 blah. Who told you that one? Who gave you that gist? You should not do this. As long as both of you are healthy, as long as you're not putting yourself in a detrimental way, it's good. It's okay. All right? As long as your spirit, I'm not forcing this on anyone, as long as your spirit accepts it, it's okay. Because for me that even speak of all of these things, there are some things that my spirit will not accept to do. Do you understand? Especially him entering number 2. Are you okay? Don't even try it. Don't even try it. So there's some spiritual convictions that you would have in your heart that, oh, this is okay. If it doesn't feel okay for you, it's fine. Even if the oral sex does not feel okay for you, it is fine. You don't have to force yourself to do it. Make sure you say those things during courtship. That's why it's very important for you to talk about your sexuality during courtship. What you condone and what you do not condone. What your spirit likes and what your spirit does not like. Let him know. And so that he can tell you that this is what he likes. If he likes aura and you're the one that does not like aura, then you guys will find a way to either somebody would find a way to compromise, or that's if you really love yourself, or you go your separate ways. Sexual compatibility is a thing in marriage. Sexual compatibility is a thing in marriage. And whatever you do in the confines of your marriage, as long as it's not involving a third party, because I hear that in Lagos, even in Abuja, there are some people who bring a third person to come and it's between you and your husband. That's the one I'm talking about. Do you get? So like I said, that prostate is for what? Is for husbands. Husband privileges. Do you get? And not a lot of women do these things. And not a lot of men experience this pleasure. And there are some men who will not want to experience it because deep down inside of them, they think that if they go that route, they might be a lost cause. If you feel like you are so scared that you will turn from straight to bend, then fine, do not do it. Well, me, I am telling you that anything you do with your woman doesn't make you gay. You're exploring the sum total of your erogenous zone, including the one at the rectum. Do you get what I mean? So what was I even trying to say? There is another way that you can milk him. See, if it's possible for you to have a sex room, you know this 50 Shades of Grey where Christian Grey has his particular sex room that he goes to do his freaky stuff. If you guys can have it, the better for you guys. Do you get? Have a place where, have a bench, right? Where he can lay. And that bench, it's constructed in such a way that it has a hole. Glory hole. It has what we call the glory hole. So he lays on his tummy and his joystick is inside the glory hole. All right? So this is a bench. It has a hole. So his joystick is. Then you go beneath and you milk it from beneath. You're under the bench and you milk it and you even give it, you even blow it from underneath. Now what this does to the man is that it heightens his sensation because he's not seeing what you're doing. He's not seeing you. You're not in view. You're underneath. He's just imagining. When you're doing that, you make sure that your hands are lubricated. Okay? And give him that milking experience. That's how to milk your man. What stupid man would have all of these experiences with you and still go out and cheat? What man? That's an low-show treatment you're giving to your husband. See, when you're married, you can be the queen in streets, prim and proper, all covered up, right? You're not showing cleavages and all of that out there. Everyone who sees you, they see that innocent looking girl. But only your man knows the she-devil that you are behind the closed doors. He alone knows. Like he's outside like this. You're having conversation with other people out there. He's just looking at you and like wondering to himself, where did I find this woman? Who is this girl that is throwing me off the hook every time we get, every time we close the doors? See, let me tell you something, right? All of these things happens really smoothly when you've taken care of bills. There are no longer bills to be paid. Money is flowing. That's why I'm praying for every one of you watching my channel. You will be blessed in such a way that money is not an issue. Money is not an issue. So it's that when you are having that fun time with your wife, right? Or you're having that fun time with your husband, You're not thinking of bills that you need to pay. Bills are paid already. Money is there in the bank. All you're doing is enjoying life, serving God, and fulfilling purpose. Do you get what I mean? So, in fact, I've talked too long. Let me stop here. Guys, until I come your way tomorrow, know that I love you and God loves you best. Mwah. Go explore that man's body.